Pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, everybody look over the consent agenda. Can I get a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve.
Okay.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion against, same. Motion passes. Scheduled session was Becky Linehan, Tax Finance Officer, Auditor's Office, discussion and decision on county 2023-24 budget and to set the date for public hearing on said fiscal year 23-24.
And Vicky.
She is out sick today.
Yeah. So it's just a matter of setting the date for the public hearing.
We need to set the public hearing for April 18th at 10 a.m.
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Got a motion and a second to approve April 18th at 10 a.m. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone against? Motion approved.
And then it has to be to the state by the 30th, is that what the deal is?
Yeah, we'll try to have it into them probably on the 28th, 29th, but we need to have all of our figures finalized basically today. And that way there's time for publication for the notices for the public hearing to be on the 18th.
Okay.
So.
Okay, next up, John Rasmussen, engineer, discussion and a decision to approve resolution number 19-2023 for the sale of the Avoca shop and authorize the chairman to sign closing documents. John, you're up.
The county has received an offer from McKean and Martin in the amount of $77,500 for the purchase of the Avoca shop. I recommend the board accept the offer by authorizing the chairman to sign the closing documents.
So we're not doing resolution 19, is that correct? We are just authorizing the chair to sign
Well, that's what
the
the
agreement.
resolution does, is authorize him to
Well,
sign the closing
the resolution's not correct. It specifically says in there that it's sold at the appraised value.
or the highest offer from.
No, it doesn't say that. It says at the appraised value.
No, it says these properties will be listed and sold by the real estate agent to private buyers or be gifted and sold to an Iowa governmental subdivision at the appraised value.
How do you want to read that?
It was determined by the board.
Well, there's a semicolon in there, so it's certainly separate clauses.
Matt, are you paying attention?
I'm reading it right now.
Okay, good. Give us a ruling on that, would you?
Well, if we're gonna wait to sell it at the appraised value, we'll be sitting on it for a while.
That's okay. If we take that out, I'm okay with that.
Joan, was it listed by an agent or we just have an offer?
It was listed by an agent.
Okay. I mean, I think that part of it I don't have a problem with, but the resolution would need to have an addition. I don't see anything in there authorizing the chairman to sign closing documents. You absolutely need to add that. I don't care if you take out the or be gifted or sold, because that is not applying to this current situation. So if you took that, I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, the fourth whereas, I suppose if you say whereas these properties will be listed and sold by a real estate agent to private buyers, period. and then maybe add to the now therefore be it resolved. Probably add the sentence at the very end, the chairman is authorized to sign any appropriate closing documents. Then I think it's fine.
Do we need to redo this and bring it next week, or do we make a motion to?
I think it's all germane to what's on the agenda. I mean, that's, working out the language of the resolution, as long as the topic of the resolution is on the agenda, I don't have a problem with it. So I think as long as, but somebody needs to make a motion to amend the resolution in accordance with what I've just told you, then that has to get approved. Then I would say approve the resolution.
Okay.
That's how I handle it. Option 2 is you kick it a week and change it, but I think you can get it done today. It's the board's choice.
Matt, can we make a motion to authorize the chair to sign the agreement and all closing documents and then address the resolution next week? I mean,
Well, I don't have an issue. The issue is that I don't think we can transfer title without that resolution. And I don't think that closing agent is going to, that's one of the authorizing documents that they're gonna look at. Just like if you're buying from a corporation, you have to have a board resolution that establishes that they have that authority. So I think you have to have the resolution signed before you can have chairman sign closing documents.
Isn't the minutes giving him the authorization though, because it's an and?
Good question, right? I mean, Avoca might not care. I feel like we were down this road with Ski Hill at the end of the year. That was the issue. We didn't have the resolution signed, so that's why we had to have that hearing at the very end of the year because the closing company wanted that resolution in place. So I'd feel better if you had the resolution language hashed out and today.
John, are we good with waiting a week?
I thought I heard you said you could approve it with the edits. If you approve with the edits, I can just go have the edits made as well. So yeah, by the end of the meeting, I guess, but.
have it by the end of the meeting. All right, what do you want those edits to say, Matt?
I would say probably on that fourth whereas, just put a period after when it says private buyers instead of a semicolon, just put period and get rid of the rest.
Okay.
And then add the sentence after now therefore be it resolved. At the very end, just say the chairman is authorized to sign all closing documents.
And where do you want that language to be, Matt?
Right at the very end when it says now therefore be it resolved.
And just add that sentence, and authorize chairman to sign.
I mean, honestly, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to put the details of the purchase in the last one. The last whereas says the highest responsible offer has been submitted, presented, and determined. I probably prefer that also say
The cost.
the cost and the person that's making the purchase. And I think that would be nice if that was in there. So I can't remember. I know it's 77,000 something. I would put that language in there.
77.5.
Okay, with that language change, I'll make the motion to approve resolution 19-2023 with the edits provided by our county attorney and authorize the chairman to sign the purchase agreement and all closing documents for the sale of the property.
Okay, we got a motion on the table.
I'll second it.
Jeff will second. Melvin, will you do a roll call? With the edits.
Let's see, motion Wickman.
John, you said you can get that back to us today.
This, we'll do it.
You're awesome.
Okay, Chairman Shea,
Aye.
Supervisors Belt, Wickman,
Aye.
Miller,
Aye.
Jorgensen.
Aye.
Okay.
Motion carried. That's your sale.
Thank you. I'll go fix it.
Okay, thank you. Next up, Melvin Hauser, Auditor, discussion under decision on a request from ISAC to approve $600 to support the soil compaction study by Iowa State University. Melvin.
Well, Chairman Shea asked me to put this on the agenda, see if you guys wanted to. We've been getting updates from ISAC on this since October, and see if you guys wanted to support that effort or not.
I believe we ought to, especially if we have a pipeline coming through.
Well, it's not even now, but
It's-
even in the future,
Right.
and I was gonna call Matt Wine and forgot to see if that might be something that you could put in your ordinances on, if the soil moisture is above a certain percentage, then no work shall be done. This came about from Steve Kinkle in Shelby County, because he said, he's the one that kind of instigated it, and I got to working with Iowa State Extension, but when they were putting the Dakota pipeline in, apparently they were working in mud and cutting big ruts and really messing up the soils, and they're still not getting a very good crop out of it after 2 years, so that's what it's all about, and if you guys want to support it or not, it's your call.
Well, I Googled it, and there is thousands of studies out there on soil compaction. I mean, the money is minimal, but I think that, we're just trying to do something that's, the information's already available to us.
It might be something that your planning commission would want to address in the future. I mean, if there is that information already out there. I'm not advocating or not, it's been posted several times, just want to know if you guys had talked about it or thought about it.
Yeah, they got, I don't know the number of counties that are on this. There's quite a few that have signed on. I think it's probably beneficial to have this for not only ourselves, but probably for East and West Pot soil water conservation districts to have this information available to them. Not knowing what the pipeline situations will be presently or into the future, so, I mean, I'm not opposed for $600 to not go ahead and sign it on with the rest of the counties that have done it.
Where do you want to take that money from?
I'll just take it from gaming.
Okay. Are you making a motion?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second to approve $600 for this compaction study by Iowa State University. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same signal. Motion carried.
$600 seems awful cheap for anything.
Well, if we all put in 600 and then get a standard for it, I think that's a
Iowa
big deal.
State's getting other grants to do it, or if it's coming out of their
I
pocket.
would say anything Iowa State University.
We can all be on the same page.
Would be more than $600 just to get together and have a cup of coffee.
Okay, next up, Jana Lemrick, discussion and her decision pertaining to the appointment of a representative to the Southwest Iowa Regional Housing Authority Board of Commissioners. Jana?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Scott and Susan were our reviewers, and for almost the entire time we had it open, we had one applicant. And then late last week, I think it was Friday, we had another applicant that popped in, and Susan and I emailed each other this morning. So you have two applicants right now. One is Debbie Redmond, and she works downstairs in Community Services. And then your other applicant is Jeff Miller, and he works over in the Planning Department. So my recommendation would be Debbie. She has, a little bit more experience with this, although you don't need experience, right? Surha said they have, bankers, teachers, so you don't necessarily need any experience, but we haven't had somebody on there in quite some time, so my recommendation would be Debbie, but I will leave it to you to make that final decision.
I would agree. And then I think she works with a lot of these clients that are in use of these services that Surha provides, so.
Susan?
Is this, position required to be rural?
No,
No.
It's not.
they service the communities.
What's your opinion?
I really don't know either of the candidates, and I was explaining to Jana that I like to compare resumes side by side, and through the NeoGov system, I wasn't able to do that. But I agree that Debbie's application came in, and she had all of the credentials that I would expect to see, and it was great that we had two candidates, and I hope that Jeff will step forward for additional assignments, and I will second Scott's motion to appoint Debbie.
Got a motion and a second to approve this appointment. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, same signal.
I believe is it a 3-year commitment?
Yes.
Motion carried. Janet, how come we haven't had someone on there for a while?
I don't know, to be honest
Well,
with you.
because it required them to go down to Creston and.
Yeah, I'm guessing it fell off because it was a long way to go. I don't know if they used to provide lunch or not. Now they provide lunch as a little bit. And I don't know if maybe they didn't pay mileage before, but now they do. And now they have a Zoom option, which makes it much better. And so whenever it was that we stopped having a representative, I think Surha didn't reach out to us either. So I don't have an exact answer for that.
I mean, they used to meet in the evenings and stuff. It was difficult to get someone to go all the way down to Creston and drive all the way back. That was 10 years ago, I went down a couple times.
Okay. See, committee appointments. Jeff, did you do any?
Yes, I was at the airport meeting with the airport governors. There's a lot going on out there that I think we ought to be proud of. And they're keeping on top of things. I think they're doing a pretty good job of looking at the future and doing some things now, projects now that will be facilitating the future use of the airport. So I appreciate those gentlemen very much. I was at the Juvenile Detention Center meeting luncheon. And again, I mean, everything is going fine. They do have, as everybody does, have some issues with getting some hiring replacements online. But yeah, they're doing what they need to do.
Good.
Appreciate that. And I appreciate all of us as county supervisors that are getting in on their work. So.
That it?
You bet.
Susan?
I had a Golden Hills Zoom meeting, and it was good information, but nothing remarkable to share.
Okay. All right. I went to had to run an assessor meeting last week. Went to a drainage district meeting, which was important for Pigeon and Honey Creek. And then I went down to the ribbon cutting of the new cold storage. That's quite impressive. It's gonna bring some nice jobs to the area. They're gonna have 500,000 square feet of cold storage. Unreal. Scott?
No, pretty much starting tomorrow. Got Thriving Families and it's the watershed deal, and then MAP on Thursday.
Okay. Tim?
No comment.
Okay. All right. Does anybody sign up? Lisa?
It's a short meeting. I plugged my meter for 2 hours.
Well, at least you won't get a ticket now.
I'm Lisa Lima. Am I okay to go?
You're okay.
Okay, 1000 South Main Street, apartment 112, Council Bluffs, Iowa. I just wanted to invite you all to a pipeline town hall that we're